Each one of us is uniquely made by God. There is no other person quite like you. However, as we meet enough people, we do begin to notice some similarities and differences. Some people are a lot like us. They see the world in a similar way. They enjoy similar things. They find meaning in similar experiences. Other people seem to see the world in a whole different way than we do. That can make them hard to relate to, or even threatening to us. Or it may make them intriguing to us, someone we want to learn more from. In the Great Commandment, Jesus calls us to love God with all our heart, all our soul, all our mind, and all our strength. Each of us are composed of these four primary elements of what makes up a human life. However, most people are more naturally strong in one or two of these elements and weaker in the others. We can grow as human beings, both by leaning into our spiritual sweet spot and also by challenging ourselves to grow the less developed parts of ourself. Over these next few weeks, we'll be exploring more deeply the four primary elements that make us human and learning ways to grow deeper in each one. Let's begin with the heart. The heart is the part of ourself that moves us into action. Though our actions at times can be self-serving, ideally our heart moves us to act with greater compassion and love for others. If others face injustice or inequality of any kind, love can motivate us to take personal risks on their behalf, risks in how we invest our time and our money. Each of us should act in love, but some people are naturally strong in this area, and so we call them the heart-based spiritual type. They are the kind of people whose spirits are most meaningfully fed by feeding others. They are the tireless crusader types who fall in love with jobs such as being a police officer, a social worker, a firefighter, a lawyer, or any number of other kinds of work that advocates for the common good. They usually wouldn't be satisfied with a job in an office setting. They have to be out and about, feeling as if they're making a difference in the world. People like this are a great gift to the rest of us. They make major contributions to society and often stand on the front line of the battle for justice and peace. But they need to be careful to also balance their life with some downtime. They need to realize that they can't solve all the world's problems and gift themselves with time for rest, reflection, and new ideas, which are the strengths of their polar opposite type, the mind-based spiritual types. A good spiritual practice for a heart-based spiritual type would be something like Ignatian Examen, which guides you in reflecting on the events of your day. A link to a resource for this can be found in this week's Following the Way lesson. Or if your life currently doesn't allow you enough time to be out there making a difference, then finding ways to volunteer or advocate for what you believe in will feed your soul. The risk for heart-based spiritual types is that they can become rigid in their beliefs and resentful that others don't do as much as they do. They are so dedicated to their mission that they sometimes develop blinders that don't allow them to see the validity of alternate viewpoints and forget about the importance of maintaining a relationship with others. Spiritual maturity for a heart-based spiritual type looks like someone who can balance both their conviction for what they believe is right and the rights of other people to hold different, opposite, or even apathetic viewpoints. To some degree, this describes all of us because each of us contains elements of all four types: heart, soul, mind, and strength. But for some people, issues of the heart are especially strong. If you haven't already used the Following the Way Spiritual Type questionnaire, be sure to fill that out this week so you can begin to explore spiritual practices that will feed you and challenge you to grow. Next week we will explore the soul-based spiritual type and how relationship and connection feeds them. Until then, try out Ignatian Examen or one of the other spiritual practices resourced for you on the Following the Way website.